What's going on, YouTube? It's James with Hammer Fantasy Battle Reports, and it's finally, the Michigan GT. The Michigan GT, I've been waiting. I've been doing all these Road to Michigan GTs. My computer blows up, and I'm like, fuck, I want to do more battle reports for Michigan GT. And now it's finally come and arrived, and I'm going to go at it full force with my freaking close combat Orc and Goblin list, and I'm like, focused. We're driving down to Lansing, Michigan, where this is at. My brother and I are in the car. We're doing a road trip. We're like, fuck it. I'm focused. I'm going to go ahead there and I'm going to place high. I'm going to do as good as I can do, and I'm going to go ahead and do this, right? So I do no grudge matches because there's been grudge matches thrown out in previous tournaments, and I'm doing no grudge matches because you know what? I don't care. I want to play somebody that I've never played before, and I want to like have a good chance at getting a good big win round one. So who do I get in round one? Jake motherfucking Murphy. God damn it! Out of everybody that goes, I mean not out of everybody because I could have got Mike Hernandez, but I got Jake motherfucking Murphy. Now if you don't know, Jake motherfucking Murphy, that's his name by the way. I've always added in the motherfucker in it, motherfucking. And basically it's because Jake always kicks my ass. Jake, when he played his Kingdom of Ecotane army, he got a couple wins on me. When he played his, I think this is the first time I've ever fought his Dread Elves. Wow, huh? I never even thought of that. But yes, Jake motherfucking Murphy. The name makes me shiver. It's like, anyways, so. A little backstory. We talked to Jake Murphy after we created this Team Mexico, and we threw out an invite there. We're like, Jake, come on into Team Mexico, be part of Team Mexico. And Jake said he has to think about it because he wants to take his best options for him. So he decided by this day to go with Team USA. And so it makes this game even more interesting. It's Mexico versus USA. Jake motherfucking Murphy versus James the goddamn Silva. Alright, the Orc Warlord Silva. Alright guys, I'm just adding titles in there. Fuck it. Alright, so let's go over, look at my block here. Look at my display, guys. This is my full out display. I got the I'll go by everybody one by one, but you can see I got everything. It's a monster mash list. You can tell because there's a monster to the left of the cave. Dun dun. Anyways, over here I got my 6 boar boys of the Borpocalypse. They have the Mykonox totems. Mykonox totem turns off any magical items touching that unit. They have a 2-up armor. They're strength 7 on the charge with their lances and their choppas. Oh my freaking god, this unit can be very good or very bad. Depends on what fight they get into, and I think that's the point. Over here I got a unit of 5 wolf riders, just chaff riders here. I got the Savage Orc Ed Bashers. They have spears because one guy in the front does have a spear, and that means that everybody has spears, right? They have the big Stabadon over there in the corner. The big Stabadon is impact hits, Impaler. It does D3 wounds against large targets. Now the good news is Jake motherfucking Murphy here has a monster match list, so I'm thinking like if I could ram shit, I'm gonna do not D3 wounds. It does ordnance wounds. It does D3 hits, ordnance wounds. And that's crazy against large targets. So this block is very deadly. This block is one of his biggest threats on the table, I believe, on my side of the table. Over here I got General Zod. Kneel before Zod. You have to kneel before Zod before you even fight Zod, because Zod will mess somebody up. He's there just to duke it out with everybody. Zod is a beast. Zod has a 1-up armor, 4-up ward, and you have to reroll any successful wounds against Zod, as well as Zod has the divine icon, making you reroll any successful ward saves you get. The A-Rock, the mother of dragons. Look at this. Now guys, you normally don't get this view, okay, and apparently the tip of the wing has been broken since this picture, but you normally don't get this view. But you can see the bottom of the A-Rock's base is a swamp with the little freaking what the hell is that horse's name? Artrax? I forgot his name. The name from the horse that died because of sadness. Anyways, but you can see the swamp is actually going even further into my base, into my display board, where there's another Pegasus Knight in. So everybody's sinking in the water here, in the mud. Alright, anyways, over here I got my 6 cave trolls. They have a 4, and even better here, look at that, all the puke is just going everywhere. There's a guy stuck in the middle of the puke. So they got a 4-up magic resistance, 4-up regen, and 4-up armor. Up top here, King Koopa. King Koopa is 1-up, 4-up obsidian sword, and on the left, this is a bad picture of it, but it's the chicken rock with the freaking damn pirate ship on top of the back of that gargantula spider. Inside the fortress right here, you got a unit of 22 cave goblins or 21 cave goblins or short bows and a fanatic, as well as the 2 shamans, which are hiding up top here with the doom diver. But I don't have the doom diver in this list, but I got the 2 shamans there, Goblin Joe and Goblin Baxter Joe. They have basically 5 goblin spells between the both of them. And let's go over what my opponent has. My opponent, this is Jake Murphy. He missed the MF in there. There should be a Jake MF Murphy there. But, as you can see, this is his whole army. I actually took this picture before I found out I was fighting Jake, which is just hilarious to me. But, right here, I'm going to get a little bit closer. I don't have everything until you see it later. But on the left, that giant flaming dude, that's his Kraken. Down below, he has 2 Medusas running around. One has halberds, one has extra hand weapons. He has 5 Harpies. He has 2 Hydras. He has 3 units of Dark Riders. He has a unit of Blades of Nabach, or the bitch elves, as I like to call them. And then over on this side over here, you can't even see his general. You can't see his general. I'll show you his general a little bit later. I'll find another picture and put it in somewhere. But he has a unit of 18 Executioners. I think it's 18. Might be a little less. 14? No, it's 18. 18 Executioners, as well as the Sisters of Slaughter, or what are their names? They are the Dancers of Yema. Excuse me, Dancers of Yema. Now I don't have a picture here. I'm gonna look for one really quick, but he has his general, and his general is this giant friggin' dragon. It is the motherfucker. That's what I'm gonna call it. It's the Jake motherfucking Murphy with the Jake motherfucker. All right. So for magic, I got Evil Eye. I got Fix It Up. I got Curse of the Bad Moon, or Green Moon, and then I got Stay Quiet, as well as Second Evil Eye. Now, for my opponent, he has a level 2 wizard running around with lore of Black Magic. Now, Black Magic does have an interesting attribute. I've never fought anybody with Black Magic before, but the attribute basically shoots 1 Strength 5 shot at somebody, which I was like, huh, that could be useful. Over here, as you can see, this is kind of how he deployed. He put these the witch elves. He deployed. I think he deployed everything first. I don't remember if we started going back and forth. I think we started going back and forth, and he kind of realized where my guys are going, so he decided to just plop everybody down. So he put the bitch elves right by where across from my spiders are. I kind of saw that, and I knew that what he was doing. And he told me they have poison. They have a shit ton of attacks. They're only strength 3, which isn't bad, but it's still a lot of attacks for what they do. He goes ahead and he puts the Kraken up here. He puts the Dark Riders down there. He puts his general right in center. The interesting about his list, though, the interesting thing here is he doesn't have a BSB, which I found very like, huh, that could go either way. He has his Executioners on the flank, and basically this is how it looks right here. This is the long view of the table. Now look, there's a couple things in the middle of the table. There's these 2 little small circles that look like little wells. Basically, those wells offer +1 leadership if you're within 6 inches of them, and they also, if you have units surrounding them by the end of the game, with scoring units surrounding them by the end of the game, you get bonus points. Alright, so what I ended up doing was I ended up going right flank heavy. I figured, you know what, the witch elves are over there, a couple of the monsters over there, I'll be able to handle it. I see the Executioners on the left, but you know what, I actually decided to ignore the Executioners. He's going to go ahead and Vanguard up like so, but as you can see in this picture here, I put my boar boys on this side, and I put my boar boys over here based on the fact that I was just going to go for that objective later in the game. I didn't think he was going to go ahead and go for anything, but at the same time, I was just kind of like, if he gets close enough, I'm just going to charge it to whatever, because they're pretty, strong for what they are. But as you can see, actually, did I take the first turn? I think I took first turn. Yeah, I did. Wow. I take it back. He started deploying enough, I just dropped everything out after a certain point, after I saw where the witch elves went. But as you can see, I just went ahead and I just moved up. I moved up everybody except for the boar boys. Boar boys, I actually just reformed them into 3 wide instead of 2 wide. And I'm not worried about the forest. I'm actually looking, there's a pond in the middle there, and the pond, I actually decided that it was going to work in my favor if I keep my savages behind the pond, because if I keep my savages behind the pond and he charges in with anything that has ranks, he's not going to be steadfast. Savages will punk him up basically. Also, if he flies in his general, it's going to lose its steadfast, or not his steadfast. He's going to take DT, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I wasn't too worried about it. I liked the pond idea. It didn't work exactly how I thought. Also, the same thing with my savages is, as long as I keep the leadership bubble close enough to savages, they don't go frenzy running off the table, I'm going to hold that well. There's nothing in the middle that's going to make me lose the well unless he comes at me with all the monsters into my savages. The good news is my spiders and Koopa are on the right side. They're going to come around the flank. That's going to be a nasty spider power force. Alright, and on the left, I got the trolls protecting, tanking. I got Zod on the left tanking. And yeah, and then I ended up moving my wolf riders behind everybody because my wolf riders, I just realized they're just gonna get shot by all these guys who are just gonna kill me. So that's how it looks right now. It's gonna go to magic phase. Magic phase got 5 power dice, and I go ahead and I do an evil eye, just quick spell, get rid of these dark riders. He lets it go through because he realizes it's a chump spell, and it ends up only killing off 2 guys. It does cause a panic check though, and they do run away, but they don't run away far. I go ahead and I do a second evil eye. And I go ahead and I do it into the Dancers of Yema. I would have done them both into the Dancers of Yema, but the problem was one of the goblins was further away, couldn't reach it. They were like 25 inches or some shit crazy. So I ended up killing off 2 of them. Nope, 3 of them actually. 3 of them. And that was basically it. There was no real good shooting. Actually, he just got good ward saves, what it was. And then over here I got shooting, I'm gonna shoot the web launcher into his freaking, his bitch elves. It drifts off, hits the Medusa, doesn't do a goddamn thing, and that was it. That was honestly it. It's gonna go ahead and start off turn 1, Dread Elves. Turn 1 Dread Elves with the Jake motherfucking Murphy. So he moves up his Executioners by the well. He realizes nobody's gonna contest that well on the left side except the Boar Boys, and he's not worried about the Boar Boys. Boar Boys can't handle a huge block of Executioners. He moves up his monsters, his harpies, his guys, his bitch elves. His bitch elves are just like, fuck it, come at me, I don't care. So I'm just like, okay, and basically there's that big rock on the side that's obscuring terrain, so I'm gonna have to deal with that myself. Magic phase, he got 8 power dice. He goes ahead and he gives these guys, this is a nasty debuff. He gives my trolls a debuff that makes them not have Inspiring Presence or Hold Your Ground. So now they're just going to be on a Leadership 4 roll once, and they're just going to be stupid. That sucks. And it's a remaining play, but I had to let it go through to top what his other spells are, because his other spells have some damaging potential to me. And that's about it. These guys did rally. I think they're starting off the shooting phase. No, actually, I don't think they even panicked. I think he just ran back there. Anyways, shooting phase is going to shoot at my trolls. He ends up doing 1 wound that gets through everything. And then that's it. Everything else kind of fluffed. It didn't really do any damage. And it's going to go ahead and start off my turn. Orcs and Goblins turn 2. And Koopa! Koopa is going into the bitch elves. And he's like, you know what? A-Rock, Chicken Rock, come with me. We're all going in. And my goal here is put Koopa in the center and both spiders around the sides. And if I do that, that makes them get less attacks on the spiders, and I'll get less wounds by their poison, and then I'll just be able to just do a shit ton of damage. Koopa has 1-up armor. He's not worried about strength 3 attacks from these guys. So they're just all going in. This is going to be a thing of glory. Unfortunately, the Chicken Rock fails his charge. A-Rock and Koopa go in alone, and that's how it looks right there. Nobody else charged in. I did keep the Boar Boys back just to keep them honest. I put the Wolf Riders back so he could fail charges and stuff like that. And then the Trolls obviously failed their stupidity. I moved Zod up a little bit, but I'm keeping him honest with his monsters because he has 3 monsters staring at Zod. And the Savages are just chilling back. They're not doing much. And these guys, oh my god, they get in a glorious fashion, and that's how it looks. Magic Phase got 10 power dice. Go ahead and I do an Evil Eye into his Dancers of Yema. I end up killing off a couple more. So they're losing their numbers. Then I go ahead and I do the attribute onto his general. Oh, I'm sorry, no. I do another Evil Eye. Excuse me. I do another Evil Eye into his Harpies. Kills off 3 Harpies. I go ahead and I makes him reroll all 6s, and he stops that one right away. That was the one he was waiting for. If he knew I had it in the back of my hand, he doesn't want me to make him reroll his poisons. He wants to get his poisons off. Over here, close combat. Whoo! He does like, I am not kidding, he does like 30 freaking hits or more. Gets like 8 wounds off. I armor save basically all of them except for one. One gets through to Koopa. The A-Rock wasn't as lucky. A-Rock gets 3 wounds on. I go ahead and I start attacking, and holy shit, between the A-Rock and Koopa, they break that many guys. Holy shit. After Thunder Stomps, he's down. He's not steadfast. I end up taking... He had a starting size of 18. 16. They killed 8 guys, basically. They killed 8. He didn't challenge because he was expecting to try to actually kill Koopa through wounds. And that was his goal, was to kill Koopa through wounds if he basically gets all his attacks in. But, yeah, so he's going to be there. He's not steadfast. I got 8 wounds. He got 4. He has a banner. I have the charge. So he loses. He needs like a 4 rerollable. Or not rerollable, just a 4. He fails it. They're going to run. And I decide I'm not even going to chase. They're not that far from the Dark Riders. I'm not even going to chase. I'm going to turn around. I restrain. He runs, and he's going to run off the table. And I just turn. Yeah, he's going to go run from the A-Rock like that in that angle. And then I'm just going to turn facing these guys over here, facing my next demons. And I believe the A-Rock is just out of the general's line of sight. But not out of sight, excuse me, of the Kraken or the Sisters. And it's going to go ahead and start off turn 2 Dread Elves. Turn 2 Dread Elves. He's charging. Oh, man, I saw this one. It was way too late. Oh, this just disturbed me. He has his freaking Medusa charging the flank of my savages. Now, this is a brilliant move. Again, this is Jake motherfucking Murphy. But he's going to charge into the flank. He's going to have a charge, flank, and he's going to kill my wizard. That's what he's going to do. So I have 4. I'll win just based on 3 ranks and 2 banners. If he sticks, fine, I'm stuck, right? If not, I am going to have to chase because I'm frenzied, and I'm going to turn my guys around and do absolutely nothing. He did this on purpose. It's a brilliant move. If I would have just moved Zod up a little bit more, he would have had to charge Zod. He couldn't have done this, right? But he's going to kill my wizard, and I'm really, I like my wizards. I like both of them. So he's going to go ahead and charge the Executioners into the Wolves. The Wolves run. He's going to have to redirect into the Boars. I think it's like an 11-inch charge he's going to need. He's going to fail that one, by the way. He charges the Dark Riders into the flank of Koopa, and he charges in his Kraken as well as the Dancers Yema into the A-Rock. Now, I was kind of seeing this happen when it happened, and I realized, I was thinking, like, you know, what's the, like, what is his game plan here? If he makes the spider break, the spider is going to run from the Sisters, and he could just, I believe, hit Koopa with everybody. Or if he goes and wins with the Dark Riders, he'll hit the flank of the spider. But I was really confused about that, and all in all, to be honest. I didn't know which way he was going to go with that. I stick either way. So basically, the Medusa gets in. All those guys on the right side get in. He's going to go ahead and maneuver his guys around. Look at this. There's just a clusterfuck over here. Like I said, his Kraken could technically get in. I think, yeah, his Kraken could get in if he gets overrun, but he doesn't do it in that order. And he just moves around his Dark Riders like so. His guys failed on that side, and he does not move in his General or his Hydras yet. Magic Phase. Got 6 power dice. Goes ahead and gives these guys, I believe, like the Beast Within or some shit. No, it wasn't the Beast Within. It was the Dark Magic one, the Black Magic one. It's like +1 strength. I actually let it go through. I'm like, you know, as much as I would like to stop him and make him harder to wound me, I think it's smarter if I sacrifice Koopa in this situation. So I let him get the spell off, right? Then he goes ahead and he does something else. I just spell scroll it, which was like something really bad, and then I freaking stopped the last spell with dice. Over here, close combat, he freaking whiffs! He whiffs and only does 1 wound onto Goblin Baxter Joe. I'm going to go ahead and attack back. I think I do a wound, but he's going to, like I said, he's going to fail because it's going to be banners, ranks, all that crap, charging a wound. He's going to lose. He's going to run, and when he runs, he ends up running that way, and I'm just like, alright, cool. I'm stuck. I have to turn a little bit, but I'm just stuck in like that. Doesn't really do shit. Over here, close combat. He fails to wound Koopa. Koopa freaking makes armor saves like a champ. Koopa, he was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" He's like, "I've already wounded Koopa so many times, and you just shrug them all off like nothing." And I was like, "That is King Koopa, dude. That is Koopa to the man. Just blocked it all. Goes ahead and swings back, kills off 2 of the Dark Riders. Now he has a charge and a flank. I have 2 wounds. We're actually steadfast, or not steadfast. We're at a push, and he's not gonna do shit. And Koopa's gonna stand there. He's gonna go ahead and swing with all his guys over there. He ends up doing only 1 wound with them. He did like a handful of dice. He did extra hand weapons. I was curious why he didn't do flails. He says, you get less attacks with the flails, and then you get, for a chance at a 5-up a wound. Personally, I would have done the 5, strength 5. That was we talked about it after that. I think personally I would have done the strength 5. But he only gets 1 wound off with all the strength 3 attacks. He did extra hand weapons. Then I decide I'm going to put all my attacks on the Kraken. So I go ahead and I swing at the Kraken. I think I do like 2-3 wounds. And but his Kraken goes, and his Kraken does 3 wounds. I am stubborn. I do the Thunder Stomp, only kill off 1 of those dancers. I am stubborn on a 6, and holy shit, I made the 6. He was like, shit, there it goes. And it's going to go ahead and start off Orcs and Goblins turn 3. Orcs and Goblins turn 3. Zod! Zod is charging into the Medusa just to push the Medusa out of the way. I don't want that guy there. My trolls passed their check, whatever it is. I did dispel it on my magic phase, by the way. Or was it this turn? I think it was this turn. Last turn, whatever. I dispelled it. I redirect Zod into the flank of the Harpies, and BAM! Get in like so. And then I charge the Chicken Rock into the freaking Dancers of Yema. That goes off. And basically this is how it looks. I believe I make a quick reform with the Savages. If not, I just stay in this direction for a little bit longer. I move the Trolls up, so the Trolls are threatening his Dragon, his Hydras, and all that. I don't care, really. I move the Boar Boys back a little bit. Since he failed charge, I want him to fail charge again. And then I keep moving the Goblins up, because the Goblins are basically protecting the rear. Magic Phase! Got 7 power dice. Go ahead and I do an Evil Eye. Kill some freaking Dark Riders that were there. There were the 3 Dark Riders there. Pop them. Doesn't cause a panic. I was hoping to cause a panic. I use the attribute and I shoot it at his general, and boom! Did a wound. Oh, that's ugly and beautiful at the same time. It's ugly befoodle. Oh man. I go ahead and I do stay quiet, and I fail it. I do fix it up. I fail it, or I get it off. He stops it. Close combat over here. Close combat. He ends up doing no wounds. I do 1 wound. We still push again. And that's fine with Koopa. Over here, holy shit, he swung with everything into the A-Rock, killed the A-Rock before I got a chance to attack the Kraken, and I was just like, fuck! But the Chicken Rock is there touching the tip, and you know what? Chicken Rock kills the Wizard, kills a bunch of guys, Thunderstomp kills a bunch more. They're going to lose that combat. They're going to run away from the Chicken Rock, and they run into angle, and I chase, and I overrun, and I clip this fucker, and I make a new charge, and I do it this way so I get out of the line of sight of his general. Oh shit, holy shit. And that guy only has 2 wounds left, and that's a fully charged and operational Chicken Rock. Oh my god. And that's it. It's gonna go ahead and start off his turn. Dread Elves turn 3. Dread Elves turn 3. He charges in. He's like, fuck it. He's going in, double cracking into my Hydras. He's going in, or double Hydras into my Trolls. What the hell did I just say? Double Hydras into my Trolls. He's going to charge his general motherfucker into Zod. And he's going to charge the Executioners. Again, they need like an 11-inch charge or a 10-inch charge into my Boar Boys. And holy shit, he makes it. Boom! And I'm like, oh, fuck. I didn't think he was actually going to make it. I just kind of been teasing him with that charge. And he fails both charges with the Hydras. But so he uses his chaff to get in the way of the Trolls, but he goes ahead and he gets into Zod, and that scares me, because if Zod dies, the Trolls are pretty much useless. Koopa's on the wrong side of the table to help the Trolls out, and this is going to be pretty nasty. I mean, this could be the game winner for him right here. Over here, close combat. He has no wizard, he has no shooting. We're going to close combat. He ends up killing off like 1-2 guys. I failed to kill any. I just whiff, I believe, just like a nasty whiff, and he ends up just wiping out my unit, I believe. I think he actually killed me to the man, to be honest. I don't remember how that happened. Either he killed me to a man or he overran and killed me, but basically, no, he had to kill me to the man, because he turned around like so, and he's facing the rear of all my units now. And now I'm like, shit, I have to do something to protect my rear, because basically that's what the goblins are there for. The goblins are supposed to take care of shit from the rear, but this could be really nasty. And now he's, facing my flank of my savages, which could fuck me up there. This could go bad in many ways. Over here, close combat, Koopa ends up finally killing off that last Dark Rider, 2 Dark Riders, causes the Medusa that was chilling there to panic, and that bitch ran off the table. 2 for 1, Koopa. Holy shit, you fat fuck. I turn him around, and then as for the Chicken Rock goes ahead, swinging at the same time as the Kraken, and puts on the final 2 wounds. Poison, boom! Take him out. He ends up doing 2 wounds because they're the same initiative, doing 2 wounds onto the Chicken Rock, and Chicken Rock's going to turn around and face some Hydras now. Over here, close combat. He has, hitting me on 3s. Misses, 3 of them, right? Wounds me on 3s, I think. Wounds me, and I'm like, you know what? I got the Bluffer's Helm. He goes, you have to re-roll it. He rolls it. He rolls a 1. He's like, shit. So then his dragon goes, and his dragon strength 6 or 7 or some shit, goes ahead and swings, misses a bunch. Goes ahead and wounds, and I'm like, re-roll it, and he misses a bunch except for 1, and I grab the dice, and I'm like, whatever, and I roll it like a boss, and Zod is just like, ha! What are you going to do? And I'm like, you know what? I'm using a great weapon. I'm going to swing at him, and I put on 2 wounds onto his punk ass. Holy shit. He did have a lucky shield, but I shot the lucky shield off earlier with, I believe, that strength 5 shot. Holy shit. Zod just freaking did 2 wounds. He's going to stick, I believe. And, yeah, that's pretty crazy, actually. It's going to go ahead and start off turn 4 Orcs and Goblins. Turn 4 Orcs and Goblins. I'm like, you know what? I learned this the other day. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to charge the Chicken Rock into the flank of his general just for combat res. I'll have charge, big flank, and then if Zod wins or loses that fight, we'll find out. But whatever. I got at least 3 combat res on my side. We'll be in a challenge. He can't even attack the Chicken Rock. Chicken Rock's just going in there for extra combat res. And what I ended up doing was, I believe the trolls passed. They're going to charge into the freaking Dark Riders in front of them. And then what I end up doing is I end up moving the Orcs up a little bit, and I turn the Goblins around, and I use my Wolf Riders as chaff as they're supposed to be, so that way I could kind of just maneuver for now. Like so. Koopa's running around to the backside of those Hydras, and that's how the table looks. Magic Phase got 8 power dice. So go ahead and I do an Evil Eye again. I love this cheap Evil Eye. 2 dice Evil Eye, 2 dice Evil Eye, especially on Elves. Shoot it at the Hydra, and I end up doing 1 wound that gets through. I think I did like 3 wounds, but he regened a bunch. Then I go ahead and I do Stay Quiet, and he stops it. This one was crucial because I'm trying to do it onto Zod, so he has a harder time hitting Zod. I go ahead and I did Fix It Up onto his general, and I rolled double 6s. He lets it go through, and I blow up Baxter, but I got the spell off. That sucks. That freaking Medusa definitely got that wound off. And then over here, close combat, I just destroy the freaking the Dark Riders. I overrun on purpose because I'm like, whatever. I shouldn't have overrun. We talked about this for a while. I figured I should have just stayed back and let him charge me. But we were talking about it like, if I charge him, he charges me. Doesn't really matter. And he's going to get in like so. And then over here, close combat with Zod and his prince. I freaking wipe the floor with him. He fails to wound Zod at all because he's re-rolling 6s, re-rolling wounds, and he just whiffs, and anything he got through, I just ward saved it like a boss, and I go ahead and I swing and I pop his general. I got 3 hits, 3 wounds, popped his general. Holy shit, Black Orc with a great weapon. That is insane. Weapon skill 7, strength 7, strength 8 on the first one. Holy shit, with Divine Icon, I punked his ass, and it's going to go ahead and start off his turn. Dread Elves turn 4. Dread Elves turn 4 is going to charge into the chaff like so. He charges both Hydras and his Medusa into my trolls. I'm going to have to sit there and take it like a champ. Yeah, that's it. Close combat. The Medusa does a shit ton of wounds, kills off a troll. Then the Hydras go and do a shit ton of wounds, kills off 2 trolls. I go ahead and I swing and I whiff. I do 1 wound onto Medusa and I do no wounds onto the Hydras, maybe like 1. And he has a charge, a flank, 6, 7 wounds. I only did 1 wound back. I fail that one big time. They're gonna pop and run. He's gonna chase me down. I think he chases me down with the Medusa, which ends up the angle he chose was to hit Zod on the overrun, which he does. And it's gonna go ahead and start off my turn. Orcs and Goblins turn 5. Orcs and Goblins turn 5. Koopa again! Koopa and the Chicken Rock are picking that Hydra. Gonna take that bitch out right there. I'm not worried about it. And then, like I said, his Hydra actually went right in front of Zod. I didn't charge Zod in. I don't know why I didn't charge Zod in. I think I was just facing the wrong angle, so I just turned Zod around to face the right angle. But what I ended up doing was I ended up turning the Savages around, doing a quick reform with them, and then doing a quick reform with the Goblins. Now, I see the Executioner block down there. I realize they're an issue, right? His Hydra is going to be suicidal if he charges into my Savages. It's not going to do shit. His Executioner's going to have a really, really hard time charging into my Savages. He'll probably might actually lose that fight, because even though he has 12 attacks with Hatred, or 14 attacks with Hatred, I'm going to have a shit ton of attacks with Frenzy and Savages and going through his armor, and I'll probably wipe his whole unit out before he does a good chunk of, and I'll be steadfast regardless. So I realize his easier target to pick at right now is my Goblins. I realize that. So right now in Magic, we're going to go ahead and deal with this. Magic got 4 Power Knights, and I go, shh, stay quiet on my freaking Goblins. I'm like, go for it. Alright, now they're an issue, because now you're going to have to take DTs if you go in and -1 to hit. The attribute, just blast one of those freaking Executioners. Shooting phase, I'm going to shoot my bows into them. I end up killing another Executioner. All I'm trying to do is focus fire right now on those Executioners and just kill them off block at a time, like a little bit at a time. Over here, close combat, Koopa ends up doing 3 wounds. The A-Rock, or Chicken Rock goes, or he goes, I'm sorry. He goes, hits Koopa, does 1 wound onto Koopa, and I believe I just pop him. Nope, he runs. I charged and did 3 wounds. He did 1 wound back. He fails leadership. He's going to run, and Koopa chases, but the Chicken Rock restrains. Chicken Rock's facing the monsters. And I believe it caused a panic onto his other Hydra. His other Hydra ran away from Zod, and Koopa caught the other guy, and that's how it looks right there. It's going to start off his turn 5. Dread Elves turn 5. Holy shit, he's going in for the charge into my Goblins, and I'm like, release the Fanatic, and I throw it out 11 inches, but I threw it in an angle, so that way no matter what, he's going to have to hit the damn Fanatic and land on it. So he's going to land on it. I get 2d6 hits, and I roll Snake Eyes. Only killed 2 guys. Motherfucker. Alright, over here his Medusa's charging it to my general just to hold me up for a turn, and I'm like, wow, that's actually kind of ballsy. And then over here he charges in. He lost the 2 from the freaking Fanatic, gets in, and loses 2 more for stay quiet, and I stand and shot and did nothing. Close combat, he ends up killing off 5 Goblins, kills off my Shaman with his double multi-wounding strikes. And then I go ahead and I attack, and I end up killing off 3 guys. I am steadfast, and I'm going to stick there. My general's close enough. My BSB's close enough. They're definitely going to stick for a turn. But he is out of the line of sight arc from my Savages. So my Savages can't help out this turn, which really hurts me. I have no magic to help me. That really hurts me. Over here, it's going to start off turn 6, Orcs and Goblins. I'm going to charge Chicken Rock into his Hydra. He's just going to have to take it. By the way, Zod failed to actually wound his freaking Medusa, and his Medusa actually did 2 wounds to Zod, but I stuck. That's crazy. That's insane. Oh man. I charge. He fails his terror check, actually, I think. No, was it terror? I mean, he causes terror himself. I don't understand why he fled. I think he chose to flee. I think he just chose to flee, but it was a piss poor decision. He only ran a couple inches, and the Chicken Rock eats the whole Hydra down. Holy shit. And then close combat, Zod kills the Medusa. His Executioners kill a bunch of Goblins, but I'm still steadfast and I still stick. I failed to kill any more Executioners, and that is the end of the game. Holy shit, guys. I am not kidding. I wrote down on the table when we were doing the score sheets, when I went to hand it in, they were like, how'd you do against Jake? And I go, 22 points. It's a huge Orc and Goblin victory. And you just see their face like, wow, 22? And I'm like, yep. And I'm thinking like, holy shit, I did really good. I got 22 points. Like, top that. And I go to see my brother. I'm like, how'd you do? And he goes, I got 29 points. I was like, how the fuck did you get 29 points? Hold on one second. Nope, don't want it. Sorry. There's like a random guy going door to door selling me shit. I'm not buying shit. What the hell's wrong with him? Based on objectives and secondary objectives, my brother got 29 points on his first game, which threw him to the first table, and he has to fight Nick Rodrigo on table 1. Threw me to the second table, and I am going to go ahead and play Eric Hansen on table 2. Holy shit, guys. That was a crazy turn 1. Didn't expect that. Round 1. I didn't expect that outcome. I was expecting kind of like, you know, like close combat army versus close combat army. It's going to be bloody and bloody and bloody. But man, my orcs, my greenskins showed their colors on this fight, and they did a great job. They held strong. I lost my boar boys, and I lost my wolf riders and the A-Rock. Koopa was definitely the man of the hour, but the true MVP here, after going over all my statistics and everything, was the latecomer, the Chicken Rock. The Chicken Rock actually cleaned up more points than Koopa. We're going to go over this right now. The Chicken Rock took a total of 643 points, beating Koopa by 2 points. 2 points. That's hilarious. Koopa did take a little while taking out those Dark Riders, but the Chicken Rock cleaned out the Kraken, cleaned out a Hydra, cleaned out another Hydra, killed both Hydras, and took out the Dancers of Yema, whereas Koopa took out the bitch Elves, some Dark Riders, and helped kill one of the Hydras. So Koopa did kill a bunch, but the Chicken Rock killed a bunch more. I gotta give it to the Chicken Rock. The Zod is definitely a fucking tank. Zod, I was talking to Evil Ash. Evil Ash came by over here in Chicago to play a game against me, and he was like, I told him about this game, and he goes, you know why the dragon failed against Zod? Is because he didn't kneel before Zod. The Trolls were a big disappointment. They didn't get that many points. The Savages didn't do anything. They just held the well, got me some extra objective points, and stayed there. The Boar Boys, unfortunately, I didn't use them correctly, and I knew it was his poor deployment when we started, but at the same time, it basically got me. It delayed the left side from getting into my right side any sooner. And A-Rock did a very solid job, and you know who else did a very solid job? Was both the Goblin Shamans. Unfortunately, they both died, but they got a total of 334 points between both of them, which is more than they're worth, which is crazy. So I got a big win, big Orc and Goblin win. Next game, I can't wait to show you guys it. It's going to be against a Highborn Elf army with some Sky Sloops, and that'll be a hell of a game. Guys, I hope you enjoy this. I enjoy making them. Hit like, hit subscribe if you haven't already. I'm almost at 1,300 subscribers, but guys, I also need some help. I had to pay for a new laptop to get these videos up. I need a lot of funds to get going to Spain next year for ETC. So if you guys are fans of the channel, please help me out. I got a tip jar, aka Patreon account. Go to Patreon, show your support, show how much you actually like Shyhammer by supporting the channel, and I will be very appreciative, and as always, I will provide you with as much content as possible. Besides that, got the like, share, subscribe, MVP, I got the freaking Patreon plugin, and I think that's about it, guys. I can't wait to show you guys round 2 against the Highborn Elves. I'll see you guys then. Take care, and peace.